السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعن أبي سعيد وأبي هريرة رضي الله عنهما قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, the Messenger of Allah said, إذا خرج ثلاثة في سفر فليؤمروا أحدهم. When three people go out on a journey, they should appoint one of them to be the leader. حديث حسن رواه أبو داود بإسناد حسن. This is a sufficiently authentic hadith narrated by Imam Abu Dawud. So Imam Nawawi puts this hadith in the chapter Adab al-Safar, in the etiquettes or manners of traveling, but actually has a very important general import. He's saying that when you have a group of people, one of them should be appointed to be the Amir or the leader. And if you think about this, if you've ever traveled before, even with a small group of people, you realize that having a leader amongst the people serves a very important role and purpose. Because when there's some disagreement, if you ever traveled with students or you traveled in a bus with people, or even with family members, it's very important for somebody to make a decision about when are we going to stop? How long are we going to stop for? Which route are we going to take? If there's a road closed, which direction do we go? Do we go this way or do we go that way? And you find that when you don't have an Amir, and when you don't have somebody who's appointed a leader, there becomes chaos and there becomes confusion. And then there becomes a problem within the people, and they say, no, I told you we should have gone this way, or whatever it is. And the Amir has a few things to keep in mind. Number one, a leader has, first of all, a responsibility to make shura, meaning to consult with the other people before making a decision. وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ. This is from the verse in the Quran. The second thing is that the people, if they're appointing an Amir, a leader, especially in a small group or something like this, they're representative. You chose that person due to their responsibility that you assume that they have. You chose them for a specific reason. So you have to have some level of trust, and you have to be responsible and bound by your trust. And the third thing is that if you have a good leader and you appoint a good leader, if you're a bad follower and you're not going to listen to the leader, then the person's not really a leader. So it's very important to understand this concept of leadership as well as followership. Not just in a small little journey of people who are traveling, but in the context of the greater Muslim community. Is that there are going to be problems when we have either problematic leaders, or when we have problematic people, or we have problematic followers, or we have incapable or useless leaders who cannot do anything. This is going to result in many of the problems. So the Prophet ﷺ was so staunch and firm that even if a small little group of people are traveling, they should appoint a leader amongst them in order to help resolve these differences. And it must be done in advance, not when the problem later on arises, because then everyone's going to already have their opinions formed. So there's a lot of wisdom in this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to apply this in our lives on the micro level and on the macro level. Ameen wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum.